Light 'em up, Valhalla! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Keely Chow, Lady Miss, Purple Valkyrie. One of my Valkyries is here. Samantha Joe, the other Valkyrie, is here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. What's his face, Mick, whatnot. Mark, the infinitely tired, is here. Adega Outlaw is here, doctor and author. Adega Outlaw, Psycho Dwarf 9. Good morning, brother. Nina Green is with us today in chat. Good morning, Nina. Josh and Rebecca Momney. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful anniversary. Good morning, Lady Mist, our guardian of the void, is here, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. How is everybody doing out there? Roll Tide, Keely. Man, B-Star 333 is here. Good morning. DJ Odyssey is in the chat with us this morning. Robert Pearson, yes, sir, I have. How are you guys doing this morning? Man, it is so good to be back here on Taco Tuesday. Yes, indeed. Rennie A., good morning. How is everybody out there doing this morning? Man, I am so pumped up for this show because you know what? I love JRPGs. And it is going to be so cool to get to share some of this with you. I can remember the very, very, very first one I played, which was Dragon Warrior. Man, I loved Dragon Warrior back in the day. I played the shit out of that with my dad. Yodam Darkstar, good morning. How are you doing, sir? People are still coming in. Jedi Bill 797 is here with us today. And guys, he has such a great show. So does DJ Odyssey. They were live hanging out with Bird of Prey 5 just before my show. I know Positive Candor is here as well, and he had a great show talking about the Bionic Man. And speaking of people with shows, guys, think about Trey this morning. Trey from Max World Odyssey had to take his pup in today, had to take his boy Thor in, and he's gonna be having some stuff done today. Give some love out to Trey. We love you, brother, and I hope that everything goes well today and that Thor is back home tonight and kicking butt and taking names, brother. Our thoughts and prayers are with you this morning, brother. I hope everything goes okay. I really do. And Stars of Nor, look at that, guys. Stars of Nor with a $9.99 tip. Thank you so very much, Stars of Nor. And guys, you know what that means. Skull!
There it is! It's you! Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
And man, I was so excited this morning to get ready and to get going. I was listening to music and jamming and looking at JRPG art that I completely forgot to bring up Stream Elements. And Stars of North says, "Fire's lit. Let the darkness know we are here." Damn straight, brother. Damn straight. Thank you so very much, Stars of North. And guys, man, that means everything to me. You guys literally keep the lights burning in Valhalla. Guys, you do. Seriously, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. It means everything. It means absolutely everything. I'm going to share my screen here because I got some cool stuff to show you guys. And I'm going to blow that up and we can lose me. Guys, if you love JRPGs as much as I do, this was supposed to be like a clip show. And unfortunately, it's not working like that because anytime I launch it like that and I hit full screen, I absolutely lose everything. Yeah, you can see it, but anytime I click away from it, and let's see here, slideshow. Anytime I bring it down and it just wants to quit. See, nothing. So we are going to, oh, well, okay. We are going to keep it up like that, and I guess I'm going to have to clip through them. But some of the most beautiful art you will ever see for video games comes from JRPGs. They come from JRPGs. Some of the very best gaming stories I have ever experienced in my life come from JRPGs, especially the Final Fantasy series. It's absolutely beautiful what they've done to gaming. It is absolutely, even Super Mario RPG. I played the shit out of that when I was a kid. I love Super Mario RPG. And the stories, the characters, the art, the feeling you got, that is from a game called Xenogears, one of my absolutely all-time favorite games from Squaresoft before they became Square Enix. And mechs, RPG battles, group battles, story. That's what we want. We want good story. Am I right? We want good story. We want good gameplay. We want to lose ourselves in the environment that we're in the environment that we're playing in. And I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. DJ Odyssey, you're dating yourself saying you played them as a kid. I am, and I don't care, dude. I don't care. Final Fantasy II was the ultimate game on my Super Nintendo. Final Fantasy II, which is actually Final Fantasy IV in Japan, I spent more time playing that game than I did probably any other game on Super Nintendo. I played it over and over and over again. The tale of Cecil, the Dark Knight, turning into a paladin, of Rosa, the White Witch, of Rydia, the summoning mage. I love this shit. I absolutely love this stuff. Kain, the Dragon Knight. Yang and Palom and Porum, the twin wizards. Tella, the old mage that dies in your arms because he saves the party from Golbez when he casts Meteor, the ancient forbidden magic. These stories were they spent thousands of hours writing this stuff. They spent thousands of hours writing this stuff and coming up with a tale that would involve you, that would bring you into the game, that would make you love it. And some of the most beautiful art I've ever seen has come from JRPGs. I'd put this stuff on my walls, guys. I would put this stuff on my walls. Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. Castlevania originally was not an RPG, but they made one of the best RPGs, action RPGs ever made in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The tale of Alucard going back into his father's castle to fight an evil and to destroy it. One of the best games in the world, Chrono Trigger. Guys, if you have not played Chrono Trigger, that is one of the all-time greatest RPGs ever made. It's art. It's not just a story. It's not just a story. When we talk about them changing our games and we talk about fighting that change and we talk about keeping things the way they should be, could you imagine them going after this stuff and saying, well, that's not PC anymore. Let's change it. Let's change it. We can't. No. This is some of the greatest stuff that has ever been made in gaming history. Some of the greatest stuff that's ever been made. A fight for the Chrono Trigger, a fight for the past, a fight for the present, and a fight for the future. Traveling through time to fight a world-destroying evil. An evil inside the earth, an evil that burrowed itself inside the earth and is destroying the planet. The Legend of Zelda, Keely Chow. Yes, The Legend of Zelda. Guys, if there is a game you love, throw it out here. If there's an RPG you love, throw it out here. I think that's why I love Ready Player One, is it pays heavy homage to all the great stuff from the past. Yes, Speaker for the Dead. Yes. These are games that shaped my childhood. These are games that I absolutely love. And thank you, Purple, because I do love dragons, and I love my new Black Dragon Amaranth. Absolutely. Spyro, Resin Heaven Studios. Spyro. Yes. Spyro. DJ Odyssey. I kind of feel like I'm fighting a world-destroying evil now. Yes, we are, dude. Yes, we are. Hell yes, we are. We're not gonna stand down. We're not gonna take a knee. We're not gonna let them fucking alter and change our movies, our games, because they don't like it now. We loved it then. Period. That's all that matters. Nobody should be able to affect what we've loved in the past. Period. They can make new shit all they want to. They can make sequels all they want to. But that will not affect the things we loved in the past about our games, our movies, our TV. We cannot let them alter what we love. Mark the Infinitely Tired. I'm old school Loki. All the good box, SSS, SSI, D&D games, Battletech. Dude, I loved Battletech and D&D back in the day. Crescent Hawks, Inception, Questron. I could go on and on. The C64 was my favorite format. Dude, keep an eye out. Because I know I can't give out details, but keep your eye out on Echo Base Network. That's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say about that. Keep your eye out. Star Ocean, Dave G Sound, yes. Secret of Mana, yes, dude. Secret of Mana. Legend of Gaia, yes. Star Ocean. Dragon Age Origins is my all-time favorite game. I miss when BioWare cared about their worlds. Dude, I loved Morgan in that game. I absolutely loved Morgan in that game. Played by the beautiful, wonderful Claudia Black. I absolutely love Dragon Age Origins. I chucked the little scamp in a box. Come to think of it, might want to check it. Didn't chew its way out. X-Wing Fighter. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Yes. The original Metal Gear. I was green and he showed me the ropes. Gray Fox, dude. Yes. Good morning, Jeff Franklin. How are you doing, brother? How are you doing? Dragon Quest, Dragon Age, Final Fantasy, Xenogears. They were all mind-blowing and life-changing. And it wasn't at it. I could lose myself in the old 8-bit and 16-bit graphics. You lost yourself. You were going on a quest. You were pulling a Bilbo fucking Baggins. I'm going on an adventure. Oh, dude. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. We didn't need shit that looked like this. This is from Dragon Quest 11. Which I absolutely love. I love this game. I play the shit out of this game on PC. And Cret Sox 5. Yes, I've seen the trailer for Valhalla. They played it as the girl, and it says on the voiceover, you take his or her group to fight with. Here's the deal, guys. When Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out, I was all up for kicking ass as a Spartan. I bought the $120 super box, blah, 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 that came with all the extra shit and the figure and all that crap. It was the Ultimate Warrior Edition or some shit like that. Ultimate Spartan. I don't remember what the hell they called it. That game sucked. And it sucked because it treated you like you were in an MMO in a single-player game. If I wanted to play an MMO, yes, Horizon Zero Dawn, Psycho Dorp 9. If I wanted to play an MMO, I'd play an MMO. I wouldn't play a single-player game. I just wouldn't. Purple Valkyrie, I enjoyed Tales of Vesperia. Yes. Adega Outlaw for PC. I was a big fan of the Ultima series. Underworld was #1 for me through college. That and Final Fantasy 3. Yes, dude. Yes. The Tale of Terra and Locke. Absolutely mind-blowing Final Fantasy 6. It was 3 in America, yeah. But I loved Final Fantasy 6. Cobalt throws sensor bucket over Pudgy's ears. Oh, hello, Pudgy. Hello, Cobalt. Hello, Pudgy. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Jeff Franklin. Love the Jedi Knight games in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Dude, I absolutely love those. Everything from the original Dark Forces all the way up to Jedi Academy. It so sucks that they did not continue to make those games. They made the whatever it was with Star Killer. I would have loved more Kyle Katarn. I would have absolutely loved more games with Kyle Katarn. And you never find out what happens to his apprentice, ever. So it's just bullshit. Cobalt sensors, Pudgy confirmed. Yes. Cred Sox, I'm off to work. Have a great stream. Cred Sox, you have a great day, brother. Have a great day. You have a good one, man. Golden Axe. Yes, dude. Now you're going into hack and slash and not really JRPGs, but you know what, dude? I loved me some Golden Axe because you almost made your own story as you went along. You know, you're the barbarian or the wizard or the sorceress, whatever, the dwarf. And you're fighting the good fight, man. You were fighting the good fight. I love going back and playing those, especially the D&D ones, because yeah, I can play the arcade ones anytime I want. Absolutely love that. My flight time in Elite Dangerous is pushing 52 weeks. Nice, dude. I played Elite since it like first started. I got a whole HOTAS set up and VR and all that shit on my PC. I absolutely love it. My youngest played Final Fantasy. I loved Final Fantasy 1. I absolutely loved Final Fantasy 1. I loved Final Fantasy 2, which was 4 in Japan, and 3. All of them. Every single Final Fantasy game is worth playing. Every single one of them, except for I didn't like the MMOs. I did not like the MMOs. I wanted a story. I wanted my own story with my own characters without other people running around in my world screwing shit up. Jedi Outcast. Yes. Yes, Josh and Rebecca Momini. Myst. Oh, the mind games of Myst. The mind games of Myst were absolutely insane. Pool of Radiance. DJ Odyssey, brother. You are taking me back. Yes. Yes, Pool of Radiance. I think the first one I played was Baldur's Gate. And I'm not talking about that console edition where you run around and it's like Diablo. I'm talking about the old PC version. And Dave G Sound right there after me. Baldur's Gate a lot more than Neverwinter or Dungeon Siege. Yes. Heroes of Might and Magic. Now we are getting into some D&D lovelies. Absolutely awesome. Yes, sir. Shadow of the Empire. Adega, yes. Had great art for a Star Wars game. Love that one too. I love Empire at War because you get to be all these different characters. You get to fight in space. You get to fight on planets. And there's a very, very cool upgrade for that called Hand of Thrawn that you can get for free. It is a mod for the game, but it adds so many more characters and so many more battles, and so it completely revamps the game. Absolutely. And that's a strategy game. I know it's not a JRPG, but TSR's Dark Sun and Ravenloft. Yes, dude. Jitsi Lemons hitting the hammer. Ravenloft, man, I love the Ravenloft campaigns. I absolutely love that. Old school D&D. I played AD&D back when I was a kid. I know you're like AD&D. That sounds like some kind of, yeah, AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I guess most people would call it 2.0. I absolutely loved 2.0 back in the day. Every game we had back in the game was based off of 2.0, the AD&D. Blue Pages. I need more Blue Pages. Is that Pudgy or Cobalt saying that? Curse of Azure Bonds. That I have not heard of. Ico. Hold on. Chat. One of my favorite games was Ico. I don't think I ever played Ico. Mass Effect. I was going to leave Mass Effect out of it because it was made here. It's not a JRPG. You still play, dude. We've got to get together and do like a game. We got to figure out a way to do a game live, DJ. I would love that, brother. I would absolutely love that. You know what, dude? If you do that, message me and I will be there. I would love to pick up my old wizard staff and kick some ass. Jeff Franklin, what is your opinion of Star Wars Squadrons coming later this year? Jeff, I think it's going to be, from what I hear, it is an hour-long campaign, which means I have no interest in it. I'm going to get 1 hour single-player time, really? That's why it's $39.99, because I'm going to get 1 hour single-player time, and then they're going to throw us in verses 5-on-5, and it won't be any bigger than that. I won't spend my money on that. I want a campaign. I want to play the shit out of a story like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. I want missions. I want all kinds of shit. I like the idea of going against a Star Destroyer, but really it's only going to launch 5 TIE Fighters. How does that make sense? It's got like 300 TIE Fighters on board, and it's only going to launch 5 against my 5-man wing. I don't. Jitsi Lemon signed me up for some advanced Dungeons and Dragons as well. Yes, sir. Love the 4 times. Yes, Master of Orion, dude. Yes. And we're getting into strategy games. Skyscape. I don't think I ever heard of Skyscape. I know SimCity. Yeah, 1 hour, dude. It's going to have a 1 hour campaign, Jeff. A 1 hour single player campaign. And I don't know if that's only 30 minutes on the Rebels and 30 minutes on the Empire, or you're just going to get to play as Rebels in the campaign. No Empire. Wouldn't that be lovely? Devil May Cry. B-Star. You are bringing it. Yes, Devil May Cry. Dante. I love Devil May Cry. Mark Infinitely Tired. Curse of Azure Bonds was the follow-up to Pool of Radiance. I did not know that, Mark. Thank you. I did not know that. Dark Forces 1 and 2 were the only games I ever completed, I think. Dude, I loved those games. I loved playing as Kyle in the first one. A lot of people had problems with the first one. There was stuff you'd get stuck in because they didn't patch games back then. But 2, dude, I played the shit out of 2. I played the shit out of Jedi Knight. Absolutely loved it. Yes, dude. Yes, sir. DJ, I did a live stream for Resident Evil 3 playthrough. I played through the whole thing in one night. I think it took me like 5 hours. But absolutely, dude. Absolutely. The original cheesy dialogue, you know. Where's Chris? Dead, I think. Barry, where's Barry? The video, dude, the cheesy B-roll film of the video of the original game. They went to CG in Resident Evil 2. They didn't do the live actor thing. But I loved the live actor video, dude. I loved that in the very first game. I thought that was absolutely epic. Adega Outlaw, RE4 is still one of the best games in the series. Yes, it is. My favorites are 2, 3, and 4, and always will be. And now that they've remade 2 and 3, dude, I'm back and I'm blowing zombies' heads off. Dude, it's absolutely epic. I love the remakes of 2 and 3. Even though 3 was cut down some, I still love the remakes. That's how you do remakes right. That's how you make games better, is when you remake something and you keep the heart and the soul of it, and you're able to do new things without shitting on the originals. That's how you do it. And it's what they totally did with Resident Evil 2 and 3. Josh and Rebecca Momini, it blows my mind that all these years later, Jedi Knight 2 still has the best lightsaber combat. Yes. It absolutely does. But, dude, this is a rarity. I've got 2 copies just in case. I've even got one in the plastic still. Revenge of the Sith on Xbox, I think it was 360, had a versus mode that was like Star Wars meets Street Fighter. And let me tell you, that versus mode, I played the shit out of that versus mode. And that had some of the best back and forth one-on-one combat that I've had in a Star Wars game. And that was not on PC, unfortunately. Mission Impossible. Was that the one on Nintendo, Mark? I bet you that was the one on Nintendo. Yes, I absolutely love that game on NES. Zork, yes, dude. Yes. No, DJ, I ain't gonna fight you. I didn't like 3. For whatever reason, I didn't like 3. I liked New Vegas, but I thought Fallout 4 was better than New Vegas. So I'm not gonna fight you on that. Not at all. Not at all, brother. These are the games that we grew up loving. You know, even when they started changing stuff, like this main character right here, that's very whiny and soy. The rest of the cast was great. I especially loved Orin in Final Fantasy X. I thought he was a complete badass. And Yuna. Yuna's probably my favorite summoner of any game of all time. Speaker for the Dead. Dude. Yes. I love the Soul Reaver games and the Legacy of Kain. Great storylines. Raziel, you are worthy. Yes. Yes. Kick ass shit, dude. I love the Legacy of Kain games. Absolutely. And the first game was more like Diablo-esque. It was more of like a Diablo type game. The Raziel games, though, after that, absolutely fucking epic, dude. Absolutely epic. Psychodorf 9, I've still got a working edition of Fallout 4. Not too hard to get, dude. Fallout 4 was a really, really good game. It had some bugs. Darth Monkey ORS, Space Invaders, Asteroids, Pac-Man. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they didn't have to look. This was the shit back in the day, guys. The fact that they had him standing there looking the way he looked, we had never got anything like that before. That was Cloud. That's Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. That was the shit. We didn't need more than that. The art, the hand-drawn art that these people did for these games, the concepts. This is what they want to destroy. This is what they want to get rid of. This creativity, this beauty. That's what they want to get rid of. Because they can't do it. They can't make it. They can't do shit like this. They can't make a scene like that. Because there's not a creative ounce inside of them. Not 1 ounce of creativity. That's in-game. That's in-game. This is the stuff we have to fight for. This is the stuff we have to protect. This is what Valhalla is here for. It's what each and every one of you are here for. And not just this. Not just this beautiful hand-drawn art that someone worked hours and hours on. But the stories, the memories, the vision these people had. And it's funny that I have a picture like this right next to a picture like that. Because it is art. It's in-game art. LDG Pixels Wing Commander Series. Christopher Blair. John Rhys Davies is Paladin. Absolutely epic games. KOTOR is great, and the MMO stories are pretty good. Dude, I loved Knights of the Old Republic. I loved Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic will always be one of my favorite games of all time. One of my top RPGs of all time. Because they cared about it. Donald Myers, being creative is the most important thing about the games. Yes, the creativeness. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what we have to protect. They've taken it to our movies, to our games, to our TV, to our stories, and they will destroy the past things that we love. I can tell you every one in this picture right now. Cecil, the Dark Knight. Rosa, the White Wizard. Kain, the Dragon Knight. Rydia, the Summoner. And I know he's the Bard, but my God, I can't remember his name. He's a Bard, though. Spoony Bard. That's what Tella calls him. Why? Why can I remember all that? I haven't played that game in years. Why can I remember all that? Because it's stuck inside me like a knife. It burrowed its way into my heart, and I loved it. And Psychodorf 9 makes a very, very interesting point. What I said to Az yesterday, they don't even hate what we love. They just don't want us to have it. No, they don't. Because they can't destroy that yet. But when they find a way, I do believe they will. If you could go back and rewrite it and change it to your liking, they'll do it. Imagine the technology where they can go back into movies and TV shows and just redo it the way they want to. Remake it the way they want to. I won't have it. I will not have it, and I will keep my IP. I will keep my games. I will keep my movies. 24/7 Fusion. Good morning, brother. Hail. How are you doing 24/7? Morning, brother. Hop on in, get a taco. We're talking about role play. This is allowed. Now, I'm glad I got to this picture because I was going to make a point about this. This is 1997. This is now. Split right down the middle. This is the original game. This is the new game. This is allowed now. This is allowed now. Obviously, and we loved it. We absolutely, positively loved it. I love part 1 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Absolutely love it. They changed dialogue. I'm okay with that. They changed story elements. I'm okay with that. They kept a lot of wonderful things from the original game. I absolutely love that. A lot of what they did was add. They added things in. Okay. I'm fine with that. Did they alter the original enough that it was a problem? Obviously not, because a lot of people love it. There were some people complaining, but We love our games. And Eris of Chaos says, I love both those art styles. Yes. Yes. And that is exactly what they are, is an art style. It's an art form. Faxanadu. Yes, dude. I absolutely loved Faxanadu. Yes, sir. Dave G. Sound. Monster Hunter. Psycho Dwarf 9. Yes, sir, I am. I am a Monster Hunter. And I absolutely love the Monster Hunter games. I just don't want to see them screw it up. I don't want to see them alter it to the point that what we love has been destroyed again. We have to fight to stop that. Later tonight, 24/7 Fusion Media and I will be talking about the origins of Superman. We're going to carry this season on for the next couple of months. We're going to go from Superman to Batman back to Superman. We'll do some different stuff each week, culminating in a rise to prevent Warner Brothers, AT&T, and DC Comics from destroying the heroes we love. Because they're important to us. They mean something to us. And Yodam Darkstar just tipped $4.99. And guys, you know what that means. Skull!
There it is. If you take your hat off, boy, that's a dollar bill.
And Yodam does not, he just tipped at $4.99. Dude, thank you. Thank you so very much, brother. You guys, like I've said before, you guys keep the lights burning here in Valhalla. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Every penny goes to keeping the lights on here. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Yodam. Shadowcat says, Loki, would you be up for playing the FFG Star Wars Needs 6 players? Yeah, dude. Yes. I would love to play. I would love to play. Shoot me a message and let me know when, and I will let you know when I can. Because I am swamped at the moment with work. But I can always take like an hour or two out and hang out and do something. Emulators are important for these reasons you mentioned. They are like a museum, yes, of games from the past. Yes. I do have a RAID drive, a 64 terabyte RAID drive filled to the brim with fun. Did anyone play Dragon's Dogma? Yes, Purple. Indeed, I did. Yes, I did. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And I love the new icon, dude. I loved your new avatar. Absolutely kick ass, Yodam. Absolutely kick ass. I had fun finding that clip, dude, for the outro. I really did. I had fun finding that because I was like, I need a really good one. And when it's like zooming up on him and he's standing there on that bridge, I was like, dude, that's the most that first reveal of him. Absolutely kick ass. This is art. It's CG art, but it's art. This is the birth of CG right here. This is your birth of truly beautiful CG. Before it really overpowered movies. This took you to another world. It took you to a world within a world. Things like that. Things like Xenogears. I've never played another game like Xenogears. And the ending is not what they wanted, but they almost bankrupted themselves making that game. So most of the last act of the game is told as a story, and then you play it. You play bits and pieces here and there because they They did not. They literally were scraping the pennies off the floor to finish. But they finished. And it's one of Square's best games. It's one of the best games Square's ever made. If Lower Decks looked half this good, I would be happy. But it won't. It's not going to. This is the stuff I dreamed of when I was growing up. And that's it. We have a duty to protect that. And Robert Pearson just tipped a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Robert. And Skull.
There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
And Rob says, here's a little paraffin for the lanterns and wax for candles. Got to keep those lights burning. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so very much. We have a duty to protect the things that we loved, to make sure that they do not go back and change something because they do not agree. How fucking dare they? How fucking dare they assume they can do that? How dare they take down Gone with the Wind? How dare they mess with our video games, mess with our stories, mess with our movies? No. No. And sit room. The difference between game in the 90s now is heart. Dude, there are some developers left that love what they do and want to bring us the best product they can. They want to bring us the best product they can. But whether there's interference with the studio, interference with the publisher, something, somewhere, someone's going to get fucking greedy. Let's go back and instead of remaking stuff, we'll change what was. We will change what was. No. Japan has a protectorate against that shit. They are making schools and museums for no alterations. We must protect this stuff. We must protect this art. We must protect these stories. We must protect the people that made the things that we love. Because if we don't, influencers like these god-awful SJWs will rewrite history. And a Dega Outlaw, thank you, because I was just trying to think of their name. CD Projekt Red is still in love with honest and beautiful games. Yes, they are. If you have not played the Witcher games, if you have not heard of Cyberpunk, go take a look, because I'm telling you, they're labors of love. They are labors of love. Stop buying crap. That's right. Stop enabling them to change the things that we love. We will not kneel for this bullshit. They are not going to go back and they are not going to change the dialogue of something that we don't like. They're not going to change the actor of something we don't like. They're not going to change the heart of the things that we love. We will not allow it. We will stand against it. 24/7, Mexican Iron Man and me are taking the fight to DC Comics. We are taking the fight to Warner Brothers. We are taking the fight to AT&T. And by God, I hope each and every one of you are with me.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.